Hey everyone, this is Karla with Discover Your Center. It's day 3 of my Dancing with Nature practice video series. This is just really about what I'm doing this year. And there are many things that I'm doing, and there's no one size fits all, but I am aware that over time the little things that I've done have created so much change in my body and in my life and my energy that I'm grateful, and I thought I'd share to see if anything's a contribution to you. I used to be such a mess in the seasonal changes, and fall was my worst. And now I'm so filled with gratitude when I wake up in the morning and I can breathe clearly and I can just feel the energy. And when I do feel a little stuck, I know how to get things moving. And so today I came out here and I'm walking in the Eno River, along the Eno River here in Durham, North Carolina, and was just sort of curious, like wondering, like, all right, day 3, what wants to be shared in this video? Because there are more than one, there are many things that I'm doing. What might be the greatest contribution? And here it comes again. This is what brought it to me. I don't know if you can sense the wind around me, but these winds keep picking up and gusting around here, and leaves are falling, and movement came to mind, and heart and awareness. So movement. A lot of times when we think about that, we hear that, we tend to think, oh my gosh, I got to get out and walk, run, move my body, get to the gym, get to the yoga mat. Maybe, and yes, and maybe. Bodies really like to move. They do, especially in the morning. All right, when we can get our bodies, like if you wake up in the morning and you feel like, things are contracted and congested, and literally maybe congested in your head, or in the lymphatic system or in the digestive system, then you can start thinking about movement. That could be as simple as hopping on a little mini trampoline, a little rebounder for a couple of minutes. It could be jump roping. It could be dancing to your favorite music. I had a client once who started hula hooping, and that was so life-giving to her. It could be your yoga mat. It could be a walk. It could be a run. It could be biking. It could be the gym. There's no one way to do this, all right? You get the picture. And what I want to talk about here today is bigger than that physical movement. So within the body, when we start to transition in the seasons, we can experience a little stuckness, all right? Or just overactive movement, but overactive movement that can't seem to release. So what does that look like sometimes? It can look like a sluggish digestive system, right? And things want to move through. All right, constipation is what we're talking about usually. It can show up in other ways too. Sometimes the skin shows just ways that it's clogged, or maybe it's red or inflamed. Sometimes we can feel head congestion, all right? That's like sort of a blockage too. Sometimes it's in our thoughts, like we just feel like, I'm stuck, and you know, I have this idea or this thing I want to do, and it's just sort of stuck right here. Or we can have the opposite, where things are just really active, but they're not moving out and into the world. So, here's what is true for me. These elements out here of air and ether start to shift, and they want to assist us in releasing any excess heat, or what Ayurveda, this ancient healing system, calls ama. All right, and ama is that which cannot be digested in the digested. All right, it can be thoughts that we keep looping in. It can be emotions that are clinging. It could be what I call life-disrupting events, or traumatic events, like a leaf falling on your head. It can also be digestion and like an excess of food in the body, and all that is nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with you. The more you can get curious and listen to your body and notice these things and have an awareness and meet them with questions, questions rather than judgments, because often when these things pop up in our body, we're pretty much trained to go to the immediate, like, what's wrong with me? How do I change this? And, you know, we can get even more stuck in that place. So, movement. I'm going to invite you to think about simple ways to move things through the body. All right, so physically you can move your body. Get out and move. Maybe that's 1 minute, maybe that's 5, maybe that's an hour if you have it and that's fun and light for you. If it's something that feels like it's a big should in your life, it's probably not going to create the most. all right? So how could you make it more fun? Like I said, I had a client who started hula hooping and putting on music, and that was super fun. And you can start with little tiny habits or little tiny steps in one way, and then just see how that grows. The other is hydrating, which I've mentioned before, but just drinking water. And actually, if it's warm, sometimes it's like, you think about cold days, and warm just feels nourishing, and things can move through more freely. If you're feeling a little stuckness in sinus or in digestion, you could even add a little bit of ginger, because ginger can kind of help move things through. What else? The tea that I mentioned yesterday, CCF, is a great way. So again, that's a warm liquid going through. And I've talked about the oil on the body, kind of getting that and moving it on your body so your healing hands touch your body and get things moving. So yes, I'm repeating, and yes, these are so basic, and often I find like these are the things we don't want to choose because we're looking for some quick fix, magic fix, but honestly, sometimes 5 days of drinking more water and putting your hands on your body is huge, and it can shift so much. The cells want to expand and move. The energy our energy wants to expand and move. Our bodies want to expand and move. So if you're feeling really tired, you gotta ask more questions. All right, will a brisk walk or a run create more for me, or will it make me more heavy and tired? Or could a nice slow yin yoga practice do the same and get things moving? Because it can. Sometimes we think that movement has to be fast. No, it doesn't have to be. It can be presence. All right. And what I've learned too is when these emotions get stuck in the body, they're often asking for, like, my body will typically like to move, but it's asking for presence with it. The same way I've been inviting you and me and my body to be totally present with these elements out here that are shifting. Like, how can you be present in your body? And how can you be present with all that is today, and then see what you could choose that would create a little more ease? All right? When we can create, when we can choose something that opens up this movement for us, and there are many things, like I hydrate, I move my body, I love energetic body work. I just taught an Access Bars class yesterday. It's phenomenal. It's one of the most dynamic things I know. You can search for a practitioner near you or ask me. Essential oils are beautiful. Like, sometimes they can just shift my energy and shift my mood by smelling something. What I eat, like when I'm really including my body and saying, body, what would you like to nourish today? I can just feel things move and get lighter in me. And that's because I'm including my body. I'm not just choosing up here from some article I read, what someone told me, some diet says I shouldn't do. And I will even say, like, the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda has been such a gift to me. But there was a time then that I started to take all that and just do it without consciousness, without presence, without questions. And that did not create what I had hoped to create in my body or in my life or in my energy. So people are always asking specifically, what can I choose? Tell me the practice. Tell me the tool. What's going to work? You know what? It's different for everyone. And that's why in all that I do and all that I share and all who I work with, my goal is to empower you, to know what is true for you, what's going to create the most for you. So go out into the world, listen deep to your body, to nature, ask what's ready to move, what's ready to release, what's ready to expand, where are the places that are asking for more space, and what are the practices you could choose. May one of these inspire you, or reach out to me. I do free 15-20 minute consultations as well. Thanks so much. Have a beautiful day.